Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Curry Tonight. I'm your host, Nick Foye, alongside my sidekick, Alan Checo. How are we doing tonight?
Pretty good, Nick. How you doing, buddy?
Good. We got a good show. You excited?
I'm very excited, man. It's the first time Curry Tonight.
Oh, yeah. So we have a great show, but first, here's what's happening in the news. This past week, President Donald Trump was quoted saying, "We've got to keep our country safe." You look what's happening in Germany. You see, look at what's happening in Sweden. Sweden? Who would believe this? President Trump said this after nothing, in fact, happened in Sweden. So former Swedish Prime Minister Carl Bildt took to Twitter saying, "Sweden? Terror attack? What has this guy been smoking?" So now this is also the reaction I have when a professor says to hand in the homework that I didn't think we had. Homework? Last night? What's this professor been smoking? Now, I say that because that actually happened to me last night. I was in class,
really?
and my professor was like, "All right, let's talk about the readings." And I
you're
literally
lost.
sat there and I was like, "Readings?"
You're lost.
I was lost, yeah. So it was not a good way to start class yesterday. But
How about when you get a pop quiz too, and you don't know that you had to read.
oh yeah, no, that's happened more than once because I'm not good
Definitely.
at studying. But anyway, this past weekend, a half-eaten shark washed up on New Smyrna Beach in Florida. While this left many marine scientists questioning what may have killed the shark, it left many Floridians saying, "Just another day at the beach." This past weekend, the Prince William County chapter of the National Organization for Women called for locals to boycott Wegmans Supermarket for carrying Trump winery wines. Instead, two Richmond, Virginia area Wegmans almost completely sold out of Trump's brand. There hasn't been a Trump protest backfire this poorly since Hillary Clinton.
Did
Now-
you? I know you were at California
Yes.
this past couple of months. Did you get to vote over there? No, right?
So I was supposed to, but it turns out I'm a negligent citizen and I wasn't even registered.
Oh, come on, Nick.
So I didn't get my vote in. There's a whole lot of paperwork to do to get registered in Maine, where I'm from. So yeah, I did not vote. So sorry to anyone who is against Donald Trump. I think I failed you, but yeah, no, I wasn't able to vote out there. Or no, I wasn't able to. I just didn't.
2020.
Yep, that's the first time I'm able to vote. And lastly, former Red Sox slugger David Ortiz released a video of himself lying on a beach the day the Red Sox started their spring training, saying, "This is my spring training." By doing this, Ortiz cemented that his 2017 comeback is off the table. Also by doing this, Ortiz has sent the city of Boston into hysterics and saying, "I'm not crying, you're crying. My allergies are just wicked bad," as they slowly drank out of their Dunkins. Now, Alan, you are also from the Dominican.
I am.
What is David Ortiz leaving done to you?
We all knew he was gonna do it. You know, like once he said that he was gonna retire, he wasn't coming back. We
Were
all
you
knew.
hopeful for a comeback, though?
We weren't.
No?
Honestly, we weren't because we know what we have in the DR, as
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like the beaches, pools, and the hot weather. And he's already 40 years old. He's
Yeah.
done it for 15, 17 years, probably half his life. And he was ready just to relax. He had a great career, and he wanted to end it the way he ended it.
Well, I'd catch that video. It's very comical. It's just a minute of David Ortiz laying on the beach,
Definitely.
enjoying his new retirement. So good for him. We do have a great show for you tonight. The manager of the Curry College men's basketball team, James Perry, is here. We'll be right back.
Energy drinks are highly popular amongst college students. Need to stay up to study all night for an exam? Sip on a few energy drinks, right? Wrong. Since 2004, a total of 34 deaths have been linked to energy drink consumptions, half of them occurring since late 2012. 2 or more of these beverages a day can lead to bad effects on the body. The main ingredients in these beverages is caffeine, like most commonly found in coffee. Negative effects associated with caffeine consumption and amounts of 400 milligrams or more include abnormal heart rhythms, which can lead to cardiac death. A typical 16-ounce drink can contain 80 grams of sugar. That's 20 teaspoons of sugar in one drink. Too much sugar consumption is a leading cause of obesity and diabetes. To get more information about the dangers of energy drinks, visit the U.S. Drug and Food Administration website at fda.gov. And please, think before you drink.
Welcome back to Curry Tonight. There's been a lot going on in Hollywood lately. With that being said, it's time for a segment we like to call Celebrity News. Film star George Clooney is preparing for his next big role, Parenthood. The 55-year-old actor recently announced that he and his wife are expecting twins. Yes, George told the French TV show Rencontres de Cinéma, "We are really happy and really excited. It's going to be an adventure. We've sort of embraced it all with arms wide open." Clooney also acknowledged that many of his friends are sending their kids off to college, and his friends find it funny that he's having his first two. I mean, just by the picture, by the time his kids get ready for the first day of school, he'll already be 73. And what if he has a daughter? The average age of the American woman to get married is 27, and by that time, his daughter will be wheeling her father down the aisle rather than walking.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. I feel commitments while I'm thinking of.
That's right. We just got you with a Rickroll. Rick Astley's hit Never Gonna Give You Up came out 30 years ago. The song was an international smash hit after a decade of Rickrolling became one of the internet's original bait and switch pranks. Rick Astley is still performing it and touring around the world. Rick Astley just came out with a new album entitled 50, which he said happened accidentally. When asked about it, Astley said, "I didn't do the album to please anyone else whatsoever." With that being said, many people enjoy the new album. While Rick has worked on new music since 2001, he'll always be recognized for this.
Never gonna give, never gonna give. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye.
And lastly, do you still remember Lindsay Lohan? That redheaded little girl who starred in The Parent Trap and grew on to be a megastar after starring in the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday and 2004's hit movie Mean Girls? Well, after numerous drug charges, prison stints, time in rehab, and taking small roles in the past, the 30-year-old actress wants to play a lead role that's sky high, or rather, under the sea. Lohan has announced her interest in starring as Ariel in a live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. The actress has recently posted a new photo on her Instagram, which shows her side by side with a picture of Ariel. Can you imagine that? The girl who was charged with not one, not two, not even three, but 4 times with cocaine now wants to do a kids movie? Honestly, I think she can do it. I've been waiting for her big comeback. But that's not all. Let's hope she's not a poor, unfortunate soul again. And that's all we have for Celebrity Entertainment. We'll be right back with Curry College men's basketball manager James Perry.
I'm Sanjay. I know a lot of us get distracted by our phones. My phone has occasionally gotten me into trouble. I've accidentally walked right into someone while texting and walking. This phone is one of the biggest distractions of my life. I like to text everywhere, in my bed, on my couch, and secretly in class. I always feel like I have to text everyone to stay connected. While texting, I don't have the best attention span in the world. While I didn't hurt anyone texting and walking, it could have been much worse if I was texting and driving. Imagine how badly I could have hurt myself if I kept my eyes off the road and on the phone. I would have ended up in the hospital with insane medical bills, along with a car headed to the junkyard. According to distraction.gov, around 3,000 people are killed in car crashes involving distracted drivers annually. Is a text message really worth someone's life? Your friends and family will still love you if you don't reply to their texts while driving. If you really have to text, please don't get in the car. Throw your keys away. There is nothing wrong with texting as long as you text responsibly. For more information on texting and driving, please visit distraction.gov.
Welcome back to Curry Tonight. Tonight's guest is the Curry College men's basketball manager. Please welcome James Perry. James, how are we doing tonight?
Good, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of
Doing great
course.
today.
Good. So, first of all, this is your first season being the team's manager. What was your thought? What did you think about it?
My overall thought of the season from my perspective is it was more to get experience for me to going into the season I want to pursue a coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
But also it was helping the team out in any way, shape, and form to make their life easier and make their basketball experience great, you know.
So being there with the team, you had to go to every practice, every game. Long season though, right? When did it start?
It started in late October.
Late October, and it ended this past weekend, correct?
Correct, that is correct, Nick.
That's a long time. Speaking of long trips, so you and the team went up to Castine, Maine for a basketball tournament.
True.
And it was a 4.5-hour car ride. But what was that like in a bus? Did you go up with the girls as well?
No, we did not, just the guys.
So it's just the guys?
Just the guys.
Did you stay overnight while you were up there? Because that's a hike.
We stayed over one night in Maine, and it was a good experience, but a long bus ride, I'd say. Definitely.
I'm sure that's a good time to start bonding with the team, the coaches, stuff like that.
Definitely heard a lot of stories. Definitely learned about the team overall, different aspects that I never knew about anybody on the team that I would get on that day-to-day level.
Yeah.
So.
You asked how was the bus ride back? 4 hours long,
yeah.
right? But you have to include, did you guys win the game? Because
So-
it's a long ride.
That's a long ride
It's a
if you're
long
losing,
ride with
yeah.
a loss, you know?
It is a long bus ride. When we were up there, we played 3 games. We lost the first day.
Mm-hmm.
We won our second game out of 3. So.
And that was your only win of the season because you went 1-24, correct?
Correct.
It was
that
against
is
UMaine
correct.
Presque Isle, which is the top of Maine.
Yes.
So now 1-24 on the season. You lost both your senior captains left mid-season. From the manager's perspective, what's that like in the locker room? And you just lost your 2 captains, your 2 oldest players.
So it was, we finished up our first semester. We went into Christmas break and we came back like the 27th of December. And one of our leading captains was not there, and I had no clue what was going on, and I didn't know what was going to happen from there. And then I kept going downhill, and then our second captain walked off the court during one of the games.
It was mid-game, right? He just got up and
Mid-game.
walked out.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's tough.
So
Definitely tough.
1-24 this season, 0-24 last season. It's one of the longest losing records in America. Did you guys know that coming into the season?
Since we had a lot of freshmen, I don't think they knew that, but I didn't know that either. More like the 2 captains probably knew that, and then a couple upperclassmen probably
I feel like
knew
that's
it.
not a record you want to
Really
talk about.
You don't want to,
Yeah.
definitely don't want to talk about
No, yeah,
that.
it's something you just kind of.
Put it behind you
Yeah.
and try to move on.
How was the coach? Like, does the coach?
He's
like-
gotta know that
Like a
going in.
pep talk before the game that like makes the guys like try hard. Like I'm pretty sure they work hard. Like
Yeah, they
I've
work-
seen their games. They're gonna be good.
They're gonna be good.
Gonna be good.
We definitely had a young team this year. Even with like our captains, we were still very, very young. We had like 16 freshmen, and I'd say there's lots of room for improvement. Coaching, definitely we had coaches they tried to do whatever they could. I don't know what wasn't clicking per se, but coach definitely gave some good speeches. He definitely tried to switch things up to try his hardest and do his job to get the team to perform.
Now you talk about the coaches and the team and stuff. Kind of goes into my next question here: is the rebuild process? There's got to be one here. Do you include the coach in the rebuild process? And how long do you think that rebuild is going to take? Because it's tough to go 1-50.
You know, that's like a difficult question, but it's kind of like hit or miss. Cause like when he came in, his first year he came in the summertime, and then he got his first recruiting class was this year. So you thought we would have maybe scraped out a couple wins, but we didn't. So it could be up in the air of what the coaching situation would be, whether he should come back or the assistant coach should come back. I think we should mainly have a fresh start.
Yeah.
So everybody has a fresh, positive mindset going forward to the next
Key players
season.
on the team, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How about the recruiting class this year coming up? Like, you know, what do you think? Is it going to be harder for you guys? Because kids now in high school see that, oh, Curry College hasn't won a game, has only won a game in 2 years, you know? So, like, you guys, like, are you guys being, like, how are you asking those guys to come play for Curry? Like, you have to, like, come on, you're the man, like.
Not with me, like, personally, like, I'm not an assistant coach yet, but if I was in that, like, kind of role of recruiting people, I'd say you really have to sell the program and, like, the facility and the overall campus, which is really going to help. Obviously, people like good records. They want to go to the powerhouse name. They want to go to, like, the Endicott or the other schools that have those championships. But you gotta, it's the other ways to, like, get the kids involved, sell them with the academics and other stuff like that. It's gonna help us because we can't really sell it on our record and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So now, James, let's get into what you actually have told me a story before how you were on the sideline doing the books, and apparently you can't get too excited when you're there.
That's a good story. So I do the book during the home games, and we were playing, I forget who we were playing, but it was just like a possession, and a call went against us. I went like this, and I was like, the ref came over to me and said, he talked to me for like a minute. He's like, you got to be impartial. You're doing the book. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So the rest of the season, I tried to keep it impartial, no matter how bad the call was against us when we really needed those calls.
Now, be honest with us here. The season's over. Doesn't matter anymore. How many mistakes were made in that book by you?
You know, doing the book can be a little difficult at times, but the announcer really helped me, so I couldn't really mess up because he was announcing every foul and the team fouls and stuff. But I'd say I had like maybe minor two mistakes every game, 2 or 3.
It's not bad.
Nothing too big.
I'm sure I'd be making way more than that anyway. So.
Definitely.
All right, James, we're going to get to the tough part of the interview now. We're calling it the speed round. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You rattle them off. We got 10 here for you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Dunkin' Donuts or PS Gourmet?
Dunkin' Donuts.
It's classic New England right there. In hockey, playing hockey, would you like top shelf or 5-hole?
Top shelf.
Top
for
shelf.
days.
Where mama hides the cookies, right?
Oh, yeah.
Favorite college basketball program, Kentucky or Louisville?
Ooh.
Louisville Cardinals for life.
Oh, yeah.
on.
Louisville
He's a
Cardinals
big
for life.
Louisville fan.
Come on.
All right. Favorite food station at the Student Center?
Definitely the Fire.
Love it. Favorite seafood restaurant chain, Red Lobster, illegal seafoods.
Legal seafood for
I
life.
feel like that's another New England thing.
Yeah, definitely is.
In basketball, the three-pointer or the dunk?
3-pointer.
Three-pointer. Uber or Lyft?
Definitely Uber.
Honestly, I don't even know anyone who uses Lyft, so
But
good
it's
call.
like honestly, for me, it's the same thing.
Yeah, really.
Uber everywhere.
Netflix, when you're watching Netflix, TV shows or movies?
That's a tough one. I'd say TV shows.
The movies on there are weird
Yeah,
sometimes, so
hit or
I agree.
miss.
Favorite season?
I'd have to go with summer. Great weather, my birthday. What can be better than nice weather and my
Gotta love the
birthday?
sun.
Yep.
And the last question today, very New England question, Tom Brady or David Ortiz?
Ooh.
Just with the Super Bowl passing, Tom Brady for life.
All right.
Wow.
TB12.
Love to hear that. That is all the time we have for the show today. James, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Real good guest. We'll catch you all
Thank
next
you.
time on Curry Tonight. Have a good one.